Hi everyone. For today's video, what we're going to do is one of those things where someone would have said it seemed like a good idea at the time. This is, for those folks who are in the know, what they call a braided ficus, and these are typically grown as house plants or ornamental plants, and they take three thin ficus trees and literally braid them the way that you would braid someone's hair. They braid the trunks and they grow and fuse. Now, for beginning and intermediate bonsaiists, they'll typically see one of these in a hotel lobby that's a few years old or somewhere else and look at it and sort of get that, maybe, nah. Well, in this case, someone actually tried, and after a few years they got tired of it, and I ended up with it. And I thought, well, okay, I've always had that thought, what if? And so here we are. So let's look at the problems this tree has. Item 1, we've got reverse tapers going on here. Item 2, it's too symmetrical. It obviously looks braided and unnatural. And to some extent it always will. But again, we got a pretty good thick trunk for a ficus, and we got some good growth going. And the tree's pretty healthy right now. So first off, the places where it was unhealthy when I got it, it died back. And we've got to clean away a little bit of deadwood here so that we can make room for new growth. And in general, get the tree healthy. Okay, this branch is dead too. And now, since right now this is a twin trunk, ordinarily I'd take off anything between the trunks that's growing or obscuring, but since this tree may end up eventually with this trunk being shortened way down, I'm going to leave some of this for now. And then we've got some more diebacks here, so we'll take this off. And let's go back on stages here and see just how far back this went. Yep, this is all dead going back in here. And we're still cutting away dead growth here. And now we've gotten to living growth. Now it's nice to cut into living growth a little bit there because Ficus benjaminas are strange about budding back. Sometimes they will and sometimes they won't, but if you cut to living wood near the trunk, often you'll get new growth out of a place like that. So we've got a little bit more dead growth to clean up here. Okay, now we've gotten rid of just about all the little dead branches here, and everything we have here is new and living growth. We can see the tree's getting healthy, it's coming out of dormancy, we got new leaves shooting up everywhere. But what do we do about this braided trunk? Well, the nice thing about ficus trees is you can cut them pretty good on the trunk, and they'll heal over it and reshape. So the stub where the third leader was taken off, we can just take down like that, and then this little bulge here that's kind of in the front of the tree, or what's going to be the front of the tree, we can sort of go into and take off. Now we don't want to do too much of this, because we got to leave the tree a vascular system to support the growth up above. But at the same time, you want to try to make this look a little more natural. So we've taken off those, and we can maybe do one more here. We got a little hollow here. Now, since this is fused, we don't really have to worry about this supplying this and so forth. You'll get plenty of sap coming up into here from this side. So I can literally just take off this bulge here too, and maybe a little more right around there. Now, I'd love to do some things here, but what we're going to do here is going to be a little bit different. We've got this reverse taper thing going on at the base, and I've got a little idea what to do with that also. What we're going to do there is try to induce a little bit of aerial rooting. The last thing we've done is we're going to take advantage of the ficus's propensity to produce aerial roots, and we're packing some sphagnum moss around the base of the tree, and then we want to get plenty of moisture in here. So we'll take our hose and then we'll wrap some plastic around the base. Now, transparent plastic is just fine here. Doesn't need to be dark. These ficuses produce aerial roots very readily, and the moss will provide the stimulus it needs for that. And this is where we're at right now. Now, since this tree was repotted last fall and still has plenty of root room in this container, and we've got plenty of new growth coming in around here, what I'm hoping to do later this year is cut this upper trunk back farther down, get more growth going down below, and keep moving this thing towards something a bit more natural. Now, for those folks who are, like I said, looking at those braided ficus trees and thinking it's kind of a tempting thing to move one of them towards a bonsai, yes, it can be done, but it's a lot of work. Thank you for watching, folks.